gotta think about it. You gotta really look at both sides of this the story.
But just so we know, like, we purposely came into this neighborhood because we know this is where black people are. Because we know that most people in this neighborhood probably don't know what's going on throughout the world right now. I don't know if some of you saw the tape last night, a 16-year-old Laquan McDonald that was murdered in Chicago by the cops, where the cops literally was on the scene for 30 seconds, got out of his car, and 6 seconds later, shot Laquan McDonald. Laquan McDonald was only 17 years old. One of those shots went through his head. So if we know 16-year-olds, we know who Laquan McDonald is. We know the black community needs to hear this stuff. We know the black community needs to be organized. We know the black community needs to, like, shut shit down when one of ours is murdered by these racist ass cops. 5 black people that were protesting in Minneapolis, Minnesota, because of the murder of Jamar Clark, were shot at by white supremacists, known white supremacists. And then today, they were shot at some more because they were demanding justice for the unarmed killing of Jamar Clark, and he was 24 years old. It is time that we in the black community stand up, take arms, organize, and get these racist-ass cops out of our communities. We cannot afford to lose one more black man, woman, or child to this racist-ass system. We know what they are like in our communities. We know they profile us. We know that they unjustly stop us. We know that they criticize our kids. We know that one of these racist-ass cops squeezed the testicles of 16-year-old Darren Manning. We know that. We know that the Philadelphia Police Department murdered Brandon Tate Brown in cold blood. We know that Charles Ramsey and Seth Williams lied about that murder. We know that Chester PD killed Frank McQueen in cold blood. We know that as we get ready to celebrate Thanksgiving or Thanks murdering or Thanks massacre, we shouldn't be celebrating shit as black people. None of these goddamn holidays represent us. They murdered the people that was here in this country, and they want to say it was Thanksgiving. What the fuck are we thankful for when 1,027 people have lost their loved ones this year, and they don't have anyone to celebrate? These mothers had their children taken away from them this year. 981 men have been killed by the cops this year. 1 million black men are missing in our communities. We are getting ready to come upon the next presidential election, and none of these motherfuckers actually give a damn about black folks. Donald Trump wants to build a boat and ship everybody the fuck out of this country, as if his ass ain't no fucking immigrant his damn self. Hillary Clinton wants to keep the death penalty in place. You know how many people have been murdered in this city at the hands of Lynn Abraham because of the fucking death penalty? She was called the Queen of Death. She put more black men in this city on death row than any other DA in this city. And who's her fucking crony? Seth Williams. A black man. Neo-colonialism. White power and blackface. And we put their asses in office, and we can put their asses out. We gotta stop this straight voting Democratic shit. Michael Nutter is a Democrat. What the fuck did he do? He racially profiled all of our youngsters. He placed a curfew that kept Black South Street. It was Black South Street before it was ever white. Before the wealthy moved into South Street, it was black. Society Hill was black. That's why you can go down there and see murals of W.E.B. Du Bois. That's our shit. And now that the whites, because it was white flight, now it's white return, they think they can keep us out of neighborhoods that belong to us. At 4th and Catherine, they built a playground over the graves of slaves. They are erasing our history. They are erasing our history. Father Divine, they are taking over that space. That is our building. Black man, that is our space. Black woman, Ridge Avenue was the hub for black businesses. After the 1964 riots, they didn't give a fuck about rebuilding this area. That's why Temple can move in, because they never put money back black community. They never did that. Cecil B. Moore fought for this space. He fought to desegregate Girard College. If it was not for our black leaders in this city, where would we be? Mumia Abu-Jamal, at the age of 15, wanted to turn Benjamin Franklin into Malcolm X High. How many of y'all know that? Malcolm X High. That's right. We have to teach the history of Philadelphia. Why the fuck is Martin Luther King's statue so goddamn small of 40th and Lancaster? Somebody tell me that shit.
But we got fucking Frank Rizzo.
But we got a big ass statue of one of the most racist cops in this goddamn city in City Hall.
Tear it down.
Fuck that damn statue. Fuck Frank Rizzo and everything he stood for. He sick dogs on our students back in the 1960s. He did that. Temple students, black students. Y'all know the history, old heads. Y'all know the history. Teach the youth. Tell them about how rich Philadelphia is. This is where, let me tell y'all, Philadelphia is the place of solitary confinement. This is where it started. Eastern State Penitentiary is where solitary confinement in prisons started. Do you know how many men are suffering now? Alone? In a 9x9 cell because of this fucking state, this city? Ridge Avenue was ours. Every time these motherfuckers come into this area and want to develop, y'all supposed to shut this shit down. Shut it down. They don't have the right to come into our areas and take over these spaces. They're pushing my people out. Where's my grandmother's house at? Where's my aunt's house at? Temple bought it. And what they did is they played on people's poverty because they know we can't afford a lot of shit. But what they didn't tell them is that you'll take this money and you'll never be able to buy another goddamn house again. So now we have all these senior citizen facilities being built. Low income subsidies. When they should have never came into this community at all. When these motherfuckers left, they should have stayed the fuck out. And we as black people should have never let them back in our fucking communities. Where the fuck is our stories at? Where the fuck is Big O's Furniture at on Ridge Avenue at? On 22nd Street? Where the fuck is Malcolm's? Where the fuck is Malcolm's? Where is Malcolm's at? Why do we let these motherfuckers into our neighborhoods to play off of our poverty? We work a 9 to 5 every goddamn day. And we take it to the bodegas. We take it to the Chinese store. We don't need this shit. It's time for us to take back the land, the airwaves, and every goddamn thing else. It's time for us to invest in ourselves. It's time for us to organize ourselves. We need food. We're living in food deserts. Grow some shit. Get out of these supermarkets. Grow your own food. Make your own damn clothes. Support black businesses. Support black businesses. Support black businesses. Find them. They are there. Support black businesses. Michael Jordan don't give a fuck about y'all. He's a wife beater. When y'all rocking those Jordans, y'all are rocking domestic violence, women abuse, misogyny. That's what you're rocking on your feet when you buy them damn Jordans. He's a capitalist. He supports the prison industrial complex. That's what he invests his money in, putting our black asses in jail. But we rocking $200 pair of shoes on our feet by this motherfucker. Tamir Rice would have been 13 years old on Sunday. He was shot in the head as he played in the playground, as most black and brown babies should have the right to do. He was killed in less than 2 seconds. Less than 2 seconds. Ayanna Stanley Jones was 7 years old when she was murdered in her sleep by Detroit police because they raided the wrong fucking house. What we gonna do? 1,027 people have been murdered by the cops this year, and the number is rising. 981 was men. 38 people died in police custody. Natasha McKenna's last words were, "You said you would not kill me," and they did. They did. They tased her to death. Men stripped her naked in the cell and tasered her to death. Black America is being erased by these fucking pigs. We can't forget where the fucking whole idea of cops came from. It started on the plantation. It started on the plantation. Overseers turned into officers. Plantations turned into corporations. And it's all capitalism. It's all about the dollar. Poverty is not something people want to grow up and live in. It's created. And it's maintained by white supremacy, capitalism. This is how it starts. They create the conditions for poverty to exist. They create the conditions for people to commit crimes. And what they do, they create the judicial system that does nothing but punish us for trying to fucking survive. And then they build prisons. And prisons, and prisons, and prisons. This state has more prisons than any other state in this goddamn country. And right now, they sitting on $7.2 million worth of land to build another one. What are we gonna do? $7.2 million invested in the land. That ain't got nothing to do with the brick and mortar. That's just the land. But yet and still, we don't have a fucking budget. Non-profits are being laid off. Schools ain't got no budget. No books. They got books. They got books. A whole block underneath. Yeah, remember that came out. They're sitting on a whole block of books in the basement at the school district. While our children are not being properly taught how to read and write.